Hello everyone, good morning. I am the reporter for the typewriter in typewriting identification. First is the definition of typewriter. What comes in your mind when you hear about the typewriter? So where is the definition of the typewriter? It is a writing machine with a keyboard for reproducing letters, figures, symbols, and other resembling printed ones. A machine that can reproduce printed characters on papers or that can produce printed letters and figures on the paper. A machine designed to print or impress type characters on paper as a speeder and more legible substitute for handwriting. So, I know that you are all familiar when you hear about the typewriter. So, napapadali ng typewriter ang pag-produce ng mga paper na may mga sulat. Kasi, instead na gumamit ka ng kamay sa pagsulat, so gamitin mo na lang kamay mo sa pag-type ng typewriter para mas mapadali ito matapos. So, ito yung main function ng typewriter. Next, let's proceed to the significant terms. First is the alignment. Alignment defects include characters which write improperly in the following respects: a twisted letter, horizontal malalignment, vertical malalignment, and a character of its feet. So dito sa alignment is ito yung kung paano pagkakasulat ng letter sa isang paper. It's either vertical ba siya or horizontal or hindi siya nasa tamang linya. Next is the alignment defect. Includes character which write improperly. So hindi siya tama kasi nga nakalagay dito is improperly yung pagkakasulat. So, a twisted letter, horizontal malalignment, vertical malalignment, in a character special adjustment to the types of block. So, dito yung sa alignment defect is dito talaga is yung pagkakasulat ng letters is hindi akma or may iba is pataas or yung nagkakaroon siya ng defect dahil sa it's either sa nag-malfunction yung typewriter. Next is carbon impression. Any typewriting which is placed on the paper by the action of the typefaces striking through a carbon paper is classed as a carbon impression. Generally, carbon impression are carbon copies, but sometimes original typewriting is made directly through a carbon ribbon. So sa carbon impression is So dito sa carbon impression is ginagamitan siya ng carbon paper to produce another copy. So best example dito is yung mga sa wedding dati yon, yung ginagamitan nila ng carbon paper. Next, number 4, character. In connection with typewriting identification, the term character is used to include letters, symbols, numerals, or points of punctuations. So, sa character is dito is nakapaloob ang pagkakakilanlan ng bawat letters, symbols, and also the numerals. Next is clogged or dirty typefaces. With use, the typefaces becomes filled with lint, dirty, and ink, particularly in enclosed letters such as the O, E, P, and G. So, nangyayari ang clog sa typefaces kapag nalalagyan ng dirty and ink. Halimbawa na lang sa mga commonly nangyayari sa mga letters such as the letter O, E, P, and G. So, di ba, inuulit natin yung O, like, for example, is binabalikan yung O. So, may tendency na magkakaroon ng maraming ink yung malalagay sa bawat letter. So, tawag dyan is clogged, dirty typefaces. Next is the defects. The term defect describes any abnormality or maladjustment in a typewriter. which is reflected in its works in which leads to its individualization or identification. As in natural variations, these are normal or usual deviations found between repeated specimens of any individual's handwriting or in the product of any typewriter. So I know that all of you are familiar about the natural variations. Next is of its feet. The condition of typeface printing heavier on the one side or corner than over the remainder of its outline. Flatten. The cylinder which serves as the backing of the paper and which absorb the blow of the typeface is known as flatten. Defect naman, number 9 is any identifying characters of a typewriter which cannot be corrected. So ito yung sa permanent defect na to. So sa permanent defect is yung defect is hindi na siya maaaring ulitin or ayusin kasi nga permanent defect na siya. Next is proportional spacing typewriting. A modern form of typewriting which resembles printing in that all of the horizontal space as they do with a conventional typewriter. For example, is the letter I occupies 2 units, the O 3, and the M 5. A typewriter of this design is known as a proportional spacing machine. Next, rebound. A defect in which character prints are double impression with a lighter or slightly offset to the right or left. Ribbon impression. Typewriting which is made directly through a cloth ribbon is called ribbon impression. So once na ang way ng pagkasulat sa typewriting is made with the cloth ribbon, so dito na lalabas yung ribbon impression. Next sa ribbon condition. Typewriter ribbons gradually deteriorate with use, in the degree of determination is a measure of the ribbon condition. Next is the transitory defect. Any identifying typewriter characters which can be eliminated by cleaning the machine, replacing the ribbon, is described as transitory defects. So dito naman sa transitory defect is pwede siyang maayos, like halimbawa nasira ang isang typewriter, particularly sa ribbon ng typewriter. So kaibahan siya sa permanent defect kasi sa permanent defect is hindi na pwedeng ayusin yun doon sa permanent. Din dito sa transitory is once na masira yung ribbon sa isang typewriter is pwede siyang palitan or linisin. Next, twisted letter. Each letter and character is designed to print a certain fixed angle to the baseline due to wear and damage to the type bars in the type block. Some letters become twisted so that they'll lean to the right or left of their correct slant. So, sample dito sa twisted letters, yung mga nakikita natin ng mga like yung mga dinidikit yung mga elementary ba tayo, so yun yung mga twisted letters. Next, typeface. The printing surface of the type block is known as the typeface. So, ang typeface is siya yung printing surface sa typewriter. With most modern typewriter, this block is attached at the end of a movable arm or type bar. Next, typeface defects. Any peculiarity of typewriting caused by actual damage to the typeface metal is known as the typeface defect. This defect may be actual breaks in the outline of the letter, with where the metal has been chipped away, sometimes referred to as broken type, or they may be distorted outlines of the letter where the typeface metal has become bent or smashed. They can only be corrected by replacing the type block. So, di ba, minsan nakikita natin sa printed copies na minsan is may mga space doon or may mga nakaligtaan sila na or letters na including doon sa word dahil doon sa defect sa typeface. Nangyayari yun. Particularly sa type block niya. Next, ito yung parts ng typewriter. Alam kong familiar na kayo dito dahil sa drawing niya na to and explain na siya. Next, the evolution of typewriters. So, the first patent, however, was granted by Queen Anne of England to Henry Mill in 1714 for a machine designed to reproduce a letter of the alphabet. So, ito yun. Next is 1829. William Austin Burt of Detroit invented the typographer. In 1833, a Prince patent was given to the Prince inventor Xavier Prudhomme for a machine that embodied for the first time one of the principles employed in modern typewriters. The use of its litter of symbols to separate type bars, accompanied by separate lever case. So ito yung typewriter na produced during the 1833 and given siya kay French inventor Xavier Prudhomme. Next. In 1843, American inventor Charles Grover invented a typewriter which prints through a metal ring that revolved horizontally above the platen and was equipped with a series of vertical case in plungers having pieces of type at the bottom. So, ang win naman dito is makikita nyo sa taas, diba, na mayroon siyang metal ring sa taas, yung pabilog dyan na parang ring. So, this happens in 1843, invented by Charles Robert Turber. Several other inventors attempted to produce machines designed to make embossed impressions that could be read by the blind. So, mayroon ding nag-invent ng typewriter na pwedeng mabasa ng blind persons. So, na-produce sila ng ganong uri ng machines. And the inventor dito is si Alfred L. Bitch in 1856. So, resembled the modern typewriter in the arrangement of its case and type bars, but embossed its letters on a narrow paper strip instead of a sheet. So, makita nyo dyan yung machine na na-invento sa 1856 for the blind persons. A similar machine created by American inventor Samuel W. Francis and patented by him in 1856 had a circular arrangement of type bars, a moving paper holder, a bell that rang to signal the end of line, and an ink ribbon. That keyboard arrangement of Francis' machine resembled the black and white. So makikita mo naman ang keyboard sa typewriter na to, di ba? Ang kulay niya is black and white, and then may ring din siya sa taas. Invented by Samuel W. Francis. The development of the first practical typewriter began in 1866 by Christopher Lytton Scholes and was patented in 1868. He developed the first practical typewriter in cooperation with the two fellow mechanists. Actually, 6 years later, 1974, Christopher Lytton Scholes entered an agreement with L. Follett Remington and Sons, gunsmith and sewing machines manufacturers. The company produced the Remington Model 1. So, after ng 6 years, noong 1874, is dito na produce ang first Remington Model 1 with the agreement made by Christopher Lytton Scholes. So ito yung typewriter na na-produce, the Remington Model 1. And after nito, 4 years later, Remington Model 2 was introduced. So ito yung bagong Remington model, having the lower and upper case of the alphabet. Mark Twain Samuel Clemens was among the first to buy a typewriter and the first to submit a typewritten manuscript to a publisher. Si Mark Twain ang first na bumili ng sabing typewriter, and siya din yung nag-submit ng manuscript sa publisher with that typewriter. Next si George Bernard Shaw recognized the importance of typewriter when he became the first playwright to use it as a stage prop in Candida in 1897. Si George Bernard Shaw, siya yung unang nakarecognize sa typewriter and he became the first playwright to use it sa stage prop in Candida. So, nagkaroon siya ng stage performance sa Candida during 1897 and na-recognize niya na pwede palang gamitin ang typewriter. The first basic change in typewriting operations appeared in the 1961. Despite of the revolutionary advances in typewriting capabilities, one essential element has remained unchanged since the first Remington. The keyboard arrangement, nicknamed QWERTY for the top line of letters, was designed to make it easier for salesmen to use the machine. So, ang binago lang dito sa 1961 is yung keyboard para mas mapadali para sa mga bumili or gumagamit ang paggamit ng typewriter. So, ito yung makita nyo yung pag-change ng keyboard during 1961. A much more efficient arrangement was devised in 1936 by Auguste Dvorak. The process of changing over the Dvorak seemed so difficult that it was never even begun. So, during sa panahon ni Auguste Dvorak is mas pinaganda niya yung keyboard. So, pinalitan niya at inayos ito para mas mapandali yung paggamit. So, ito na yung evolution ng keyboard sa typewriter. Next, when Thomas Edison visited Scholes to see his machine, he forecasted that typewriters would one day be operated by electricity. So, yung una naman paggamit ng typewriter is mano-mano siya at hindi siya ginagamitan ng electricity. So yung pag-visit ni Thomas Edison kay Scholes, sinabi niya na one day, ang typewriter is he can be run by electricity. And soon afterwards, Edison built such a typewriter. He used a series of magnets which made the machine cumbersome and too expensive to be marketed. So since paggawa ni Thomas Edison is magagamit na siya the power of electricity pero mas mahal na ito siya sa market unlike sa ibang typewriter noon. Next, the first practical electric typewriter was invented in 1914 in by James F. Smathers of Kansas City. So ito na yun, makikita nyo naman yung saksakan. Nandyan, yung example niya ng typewriter. In 1933, the International Business Machines Incorporation, or the IBM, introduced the first commercially successful electric typewriter to the business world. So, ito na yun. Yung 1933 is mas naging popular na ang typewriter na nag-function gamit ang kuryente. So, di ba makita nyo yung changes ng every phases ng typewriter. So, ito na yun ngayon during the 1933. Next, the latest development in electric typewriter is one which not only eliminates type bars and movable carriages, but can use 6 interchangeable type of typefaces. Next, the landmarks and typewriting identification. The typefaces used by the different typewriter manufacturer can be differentiated on the basis design updating significance. So malalaman natin yung pagkakaiba ng typewriter sa appearance niya and sa date niya kung kailan ito ginawa. Next, through usage, typewriters develop individuality which can serve to identify the typewriting of a particular typewriter. So, malalaman din natin ang landmarks ng typewriting sa pamamagitan ng usage niya. Diba, na-mention ko kanina na may machine na typewriter na ginawa para maging useful siya sa mga blind person. Next, the gradual development of typewriting individuality plus ribbon condition and typeface. Cleanliness can be used to date a document of fixed it written a period of time. Horizontal and vertical alignment, tilting, characters, lack of uniformity of impression, of footedness, typeface score, breadths, defects, and deformities all serve to identify the typewriting of a particular machine. Letter D. Identifying in examination of typewritten question documents. Si Hagan on 1894, he made the first comment on typewriting examination. So, sinulat niya that all typewriter machines, even when using the same kind of type, became more or less peculiar by use as the work done by them. These peculiarities positively connect them with the printing done by the machine. This exposition of the principles of typewriting identification was followed in 1900s by Ames, who wrote that the identity of typewriting by different operators as well as that done on the different machines can be done with considerable degree. Different operators have their own peculiar methods, which differ widely in the location of date, address, margins, punctuations, spacing, signing, as well as the impressions from touch. So, sabi dito ni Ames is, ang pagkakaiba dito is kung paano gamitin ng isang typewriter person ang machine. Like, may pagkakaiba siya sa margins and punctuations, also the spacing and signing. In several articles written between 1901 to 1907. Albert S. Osborne, the foremost document examiner of the early 20th century, defined the principles of the typewriting identification used today, called it called it the landmarks in the typewriting identification. F types of typewriters. So dito na tayo sa conventional typewriters using type bars. Sa Pica type, ito yung 10 letter inch. So, 'di ba, makita yung type bars is doon yung mga letters or mga symbols. So, sa Pica type na typewriter is sa conventional typewriters, ang type bars ng Pica type is 10 letter inch. Sa Elite type naman is 12 letters inch. Meron din ito 6 letters inch. Sa teletype machine, meron din teletype machine sa conventional typewriters, meron din 14, 16 letter inch. So, ang 14 to 16 letter inch na typewriter is tawag dito is special typewriters. Typewriter using single element or ball. A machine capable of typing 10 or 12 characters per inch. Change of horizontal spacing is done easily by the flip of a switch. Typewriter using a print wheel. So ito yung electronic typewriter. This has disc type device called a print wheel. The print wheel contains all of the character represented on the typewriter keyboard. This machine has the capability of typing 10, 12, and 15 letters per inch. Classification of typewriters based on letter designs. So the small w, yun, depending on the presence or absence of a center serif, height of central peak, and design of the two central diagonals. One is the central peak is the same height as the top of the outside stroke and is capped by serif. 2 is the same with W1 but has no central serif. So, ito yun. Central joining is below the top of the sides. So, di ba makita nyo sa small w is yung central joining niya below the top of the sides. Both sides yun. And then sa low center, but the two central diagonals join the sides well above the base of the letter. Sa crossbar or small letter T. Crossbar is either longer on the right or on the left side and or equidistant on its side. The curved lower extension of the T is either turned upward at a point that left off to the right of or above even with the right terminus of the crossbar of the T. Small letter G. Upper oval is either much smaller on the same in or different or the same in shape than the lower oval. Upper and lower ovals are either very closely spaced or not. Small letter R. Right arm is either long with very small curve at its end or a long right arm with full curve at the full end, and the right arm is short with its curve moderate to full. Di ba makita nyo sa right arm ng R is may pagka-curve siya. So ito yung paggamit ng small letter sa R sa typewriter. Ito yung appearance niya. Next sa small letter Y has three distinctive designs. So may tatlong design ang letter Y na small letter. First is lower stroke has broad turn which forms a very shallow through. So makita yung lower slope niya is maliit lang ito, di ba? Next, lower stroke has a deep full curve which clearly curves right. Though may small letter Y din na full curve yung sa lower stroke niya. Then sa lower stroke turns sharply upward like forming a narrow through. Then yung other distinctive design ng letter Y sa lower stroke niya is yung curve is pa-upward siya. Yung hindi lang pag ganito like sa pangalawang extension na is yung pangatlo is pa-upward na yung narrow point ng letter Y. Small letter I has two distinctive designs. Center of the dot is aligned with the central line of the vertical staff. Center of the dot is shift off to the left of the central line of the vertical staff. Ito yung mga letter I. Upper and lower strokes of capital letter E may be equal of the bottom stroke, may be longer than the upper stroke. The serif is either vertical or oblique. The small e may have its straight stroke either horizontal or oblique. Ito yung sa letter E. Makikita nyo sa big letter E is yung maganito niya sa taas at sa baba is pantay, yung sa gitna is hindi. So yung appearance ng letter E. Tapos sa figure 7, horizontal stroke is either straight or curve. Ito yun sa 7. Yung is either pagbaba nito is horizontal or straight. Ito din siyang curve sa figure 7. Figure 5, horizontal stroke is either straight or slightly or fully curved. Sa gitna naman yan. The comma, tail may extend to the left of the dot or only very slightly to the left of the dot. Parentheses may vary in curvature. Take note, two typewritten documents are said to be typed from one in the same typewriter if they agree in typeface style, design, spacing, alignment in 3 or 4 scarce or damaged typefaces. And that's all for my report, and thank you for listening and have a good day. Thank you.